I don't like talking about a number of homicides until you can divide by zero. Unfortunately, this year we're at the cusp of surpassing all of last year by mid-year. And it's frustrating because it's a lot of human capital that is lost. We're doubling down on the work that we do to break this cycle of violence. We're working with community relations in particular, giving classes on how to resolve minor conflicts. And the very people who are screaming activism the loudest are the least likely to come join us at the table in helping break that cycle. Our officers are doing great work. We're up in gun seizures by 11%, arrests by about 5%. So even with the reduction we had or the number of homicides being only 58 last year, the work has increased, yet so has the rate of homicides. So it's a problem. It's a cultural problem. It's a problem that's deeper than just police enforcement and law enforcement arresting your way out. I wish that were the case, because if that were the case, we should be down instead of up right now. The frustration, though, is there are a lot more families hurting and struggling, and a lot of young people losing their lives because they're grabbing a gun and settling their minor disputes with violence. We're turning people's lives around. We divert, as you know, hundreds of kids every year out of the system completely. But those who continue to reoffend are people who need to be held accountable, especially if you're robbing people, shooting people. That's unconscionable. That's not something that should ever be acceptable. And right now, other parts of the justice system are allowing that to become the norm. A lot of people have been talking about criminal justice reform, and I believe that they weren't serious. What they really meant was let's just do some reform to the police and leave it alone. Because right now, if we were serious about criminal justice reform, we'd be offended that violent offenders continue to get out of, even avoid jail, because they're getting a criminal summons instead of going to jail and getting a bond set. And if it is a bond, it's so low that they can easily get out. And sometimes they get out on electronic monitoring, and they're violent people. They've been committing robberies, some of them, a few of them, homicides, assault with deadly weapon charges. These are people who have a history of violence. They've done violence to get in front of a magistrate in the first place or a judge, and now they only come out with a monitor on their ankle while they await trial. Right now, because young people are willing to grab a gun and settle a dispute with violence instead of having the skills to talk it out. That's why we're proactively working with community relations to build that skill set. We challenge anybody who wants to impact this to host one of the sessions so we can give you and your group, whatever it might be, the skills to teach others how to de-escalate a situation so that they can harden the young people against violence instead of replicating what they see in a video game. That's my challenge to the city.